Alright, time to go live. Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Persona 5 Strikers on the GTX 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, 570, 580, and 1650 Super. How are you guys doing? Good to see ya. Yeah, I'm here 15 minutes earlier because I was able to. How are you guys doing? Long time no see. Hey Festive, Johnny, Joestar, it's Mo, CJ, Max Payne, Binek. Hope you're doing well, guys. So Persona 5 Strikers, sequel to the Persona 5 we don't have on PC, unfortunately. It's here, so let's give it a try. We are on 1080p, highest settings. Unfortunately, there's no unlocked FPS option. So we're doing just 60 frames per second, and since we're locked to 60, we might as well enable VSync. And then in the graphics settings, everything is completely maxed out. There's also a render scale option, which will be very useful because the game has a lot of jaggies without, even with the anti-aliasing enabled. Not sure what they are doing with it, which solution it is, but it looks super jaggy, so a higher resolution is a good idea. So let's get straight into the game in the meantime. Also, I disabled all the videos so I don't have to show you any spoilers, basically. I'll be skipping everything that I can. Yeah, well, yeah, it is on an emulator, Persona 5, but I will try it later. Not today. Anyways, so we go straight into a battle. And as you can see, we're already at 60 frames per second on a 1050 Ti. Even with effects on screen, we are into the 99% GPU usage range. So yeah, so far first impressions are great. The game is running fantastically well. So yeah, also good to see. I'm not very much into turn-based games. I was expecting this to be like that, like Persona 5, the normal one. But no, this is more of a hack and slash thing, which I'm really into, so perfect for me. The stream just started? Yeah, it just started, yeah, just now. That's completely right, sir. It's showtime! This is Persona 5 Strikers. This is the sequel to Persona 5. So yeah, I recommend you play Persona 5 first, before this one. Because there are spoilers, so yeah. Make sure that you, at least on RPCS 3, play Persona 5. And it should be good. But so far, a few drops into the mid-50s, nothing serious. So yeah, good performance so far. Yeah, this is a PC version, yeah. Excuse me. This is a PC version, I'm using a controller. You can use mouse and keyboard, but it doesn't feel that great with mouse and keyboard. Personal preference, of course. So yeah, it's on PC, but if you want to play Persona 5, the first one, make sure that you use RPCS 3. Because the base game is not on PC, this is the sequel. So yeah. Yeah, so far it's running great. Not even maxing out the GPU, but again, as I was saying at the start of the live stream, the game does have a lot of jagged edges, even with VSync enabled, which is pretty unfortunate. Also, the UI has some blurriness to it, so yeah, probably something that is going to be patched later. But other than that, it's running just fine. Now, is that like the PS4 version? No, the PS4 has the normal Persona 5 that we don't have on PC. It's also on PS3. And this one is the sequel to Persona 5. So, yeah. I mean, on PS4 I think it's 1080p 60 frames. So, yeah, basically like the PS4 version, technically speaking. So, wonderful. I'm skipping everything, you know, guys, no spoilers. I'm just here for the combat to show you the performance. Is this a PlayStation game? No, it's not. This is a PC game. This is Persona 5 Strikers. You can find this on Steam at the moment. It released today. You're using a 2060 and 1440p max settings, GPU usage is 55%. Makes sense, makes sense. We could even do 1440p on the 1650 Super, I guess. I always try to watch the RX 580 part, but I always come in the 1050 part. Well, in around 30 minutes we should be there. This is probably going to be very quick. The game is running fantastically well, so... Okay, my name. Santiago. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll be doing 1440p and 4K as well. No worries, guys. I'm trying to get into a place where I can save my progress. Japanese voices. Let's disable them for now. If you guys want to use the Japanese voices, let me know. I'll change it later. Let's see, what else? Okay, skip movie on. No, skip movie off. Skip movie on. There's no music, so that's fine. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Looks like you've got...
Yeah. No game link in the description. Hang on. Going to fix that. Sorry, guys. Persona 5 Strikers, full Steam. On Steam, better said. Okay, so here's the link for the people that are curious about it. Steam link. Okay, now in the description I added the link to the game if you want to buy it. No, it's not a port of Persona 5. This is a port of Persona 5 Strikers, which is a sequel. So it's the next game in the franchise, basically. Not sure what Persona 5 Royale is, but I know that this one is the sequel to Persona 5. So yeah, Persona 5 is not actually on PC at the moment. You have to use RPCS3 to get to play it. Alright. Time to save. Awesome. Yeah, we skipped the cutscene. Yeah. Any combat coming, please? Yeah, 60 FPS lock so far, no issues on the highest settings.
Good morning.
Okay, let's get outside. Alright, so far so good. Let's go to the city. Shibuya. Yeah, if you want to play Persona 5, use RPCS3. I'm going to make a live stream in a few days, maybe, trying it out. But yeah, at the moment, Persona 5 only on RPCS3 for PC. Even here with a lot of NPCs, I'm getting 60s, so far so good. Let me save the progress. I know that there's a combat scene coming, which is what I'm looking for, before doing 1440p. So if you guys want me to test it on RPCS3 live, let me know. I'll do a video like this, but using the PS3 emulator. But yeah, they should release a PC version already. Come on, guys. Persona 4 Golden did amazingly on PC. Why not get Persona 5 there as well? Okay. Combat again. Yeah, I mean, it's completely locked at 60. Even with VSync enabled, it's very stable. Even with a lot of effects on screen. No, I haven't played Sword Art Online. I think I played one of the single player games, but not a fan really. Alright. Let's keep fighting.
Joker, use your persona.
My persona! Press A while holding RB. Okay. Simple enough. Persona! That's hilarious. I love how he says it. So anime. Okay. So far so good. Yeah, I think there's no reason not to play it at 1080p max settings so far. A few drops into the upper 50s, but nothing serious really, and there's many enemies on screen. Well, thanks Jim, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, doing fine so far. Yeah. But again, the thing is the jagged edges are pretty distracting. No, there's no way to unlock the frame rate. Some things on the game are tied to the frame rate, so yeah. We got either 30 or 60, unfortunately. Defeat all the shadows. Alright. Oh, now I'm Batman, okay. Yeah, now that there are less enemies on screen, there's even less GPU usage, so nothing to worry about. I think this is enough proof that the game runs fine. Days Gone coming to PC official news. What? Really? No way. I'm going to look it up while I change the GPUs. Hang on, I gotta look at it right now. Hang on. Days Gone coming to PC. Oh yeah. Holy hell. I cannot believe it. Guys, Days Gone is coming to PC. Which is pretty funny because I recently purchased this. The PS4 version. I started playing it a couple days ago. And they are saying it's coming to PC. Dang it. An hour ago they announced it. I'm super excited to play it with mouse and keyboard though. Nice. I don't know when it's going to be released, but interesting. What a bad timing for that news. Anyway, so yeah, 1080p is fine. There's no ultra settings. This is the highest it can go. Let me see if I can go back to the menu. Yeah, let's just force close the game. I'll launch it again. But yeah, guys, Days Gone coming to PC, and a Real Engine 4 title will be super easy to tweak, in my opinion. So yeah, but bad timing on my part. I bought it for PS4. Oh no, at least it was a used copy. Alright, so now it's time for 1440p. Oh, hang on. I forgot to change the desktop resolution. Without it, I'm not going to have 1440p on the screen. Alright. La del juego. No, se supone que es la resolución que elijas. La resolución de ahí. Is the game locked at 60? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's locked at 60 frames. So there's not much that we can do about it. Well, there's nothing we can do about it, actually. So yeah. Anyways, 1440p. Alright. Yeah, this is 1440p now. Let me change the status. I'm probably going to do some tweaks. It's pretty unfortunate that the game doesn't allow me to change this in real time while I'm into the game. So yeah, let's see 1440p. We're going to load our save file. Sí, ojalá salga el Royal y el común también. Alright, so at 1440p, I'm already seeing below 60 very easily. Also, I'm noticing some slowdown. Maybe this is related to... Maybe if I select 30 frames, the game speed is normal again. But yeah. Probably going to have to lower some settings. Let's see how it goes in the fighting. I don't know, the RX 580 should be available in most places. Nowadays, there's a lot of demand for GPUs, so kinda makes sense. Come on. Waiting for you. Yeah, as you can see, now that I selected the 60 FPS cap, the game is in a slow speed. The game speed is affected, so you need to lock it to 30 if you cannot get 60s. Not sure if you can notice it, but when I get 30 frames per second at this resolution, the game slows down when I'm below 40 frames. So definitely, if you're not getting 60s, make sure to lower the FPS cap to 30. That's going to make it... That's going to make the game not slow down, basically. Because the game speed is tied to the frame rate, apparently. So yeah. I'm going to lower the settings. Let me see if I can get even 60 frames on low settings. Low settings shouldn't be a huge impact in the visuals. Cartoony style games have that advantage. Why are NPCs disappearing? I think it's how the game is rendered, and that's about it. You can only walk around and talk to people, so yeah. So 1440p again, and we're going to lower it to the lowest, except in textures. Textures don't affect performance. Yeah, that's about it. Let's give it another try. But yeah, so far 1080p was fine, 1440p not so much. We're getting some drops below 60 in the battle. Let's see now. Without ambient occlusion it does look quite a bit worse though. So yeah, let's see. You have a 3080? Well, enjoy it, man. Good time to have a GPU now. Es verdad que sí, las 3060 salen en el 25, sí, Javier, es verdad. Alright, apparently not. Not 60s, at 1440p. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Let's see, more effects. Yeah, still dropping into the 40s. But I mean, as long as you don't mind the slowdown when there's a big effect going on, it should be doable. But at 1440p, I'll probably aim for 30 on high settings. Because these 60s are not consistent, we pretty often drop into the 40s. And the game kinda slows down. But again, not deal breaker. Still completely playable, if you ask me, but personal preference. I would crank it up to have better edges, better ambient occlusion. And don't have that game speed slowdown when I drop below 60. Persona! But 1440p is doable so far, especially if you lower the settings to the lowest. No tengo acceso a esa placa, pero si la consigo, la consigo. Veremos. Yeah, you can do 60 at 1440p, just again, effects happen, there's a big slowdown for a few seconds, and then it's alright. As you can probably see. Can I run the 1650? Yeah, of course. ¿Hablo español? Sí, por supuesto. Alright, guys. So, I want to try 4K, but it's going to be with the 30 FPS cap, so the game doesn't slow down. Again, if you drop below 50 with the 60 FPS option, you're going to have slow game speed, basically. So yeah, 1440p is doable. You just need to lower those settings. Good afternoon, Carlos. How's it going, man? Alright, so let's now get out of the game and try the 4K resolution. Hopefully it's going to be playable. We're going to try low settings though. And then we do medium, high, and we'll see how it goes. Could you switch to another voice language in game? Yeah, of course. I'm going to put it on Japanese now. Because some people requested it. Yeah, might as well do it. Hang on. Vibration, let's disable it. It's kinda distracting. Where is it? Okay, I have to restart the game for that. That's okay. Japanese voices. On. Let's be all anime now. So 4K now. Wonderful. And we select the 30 FPS cap. Again, because if you get below 50 in the game with a 60 FPS cap, you're going to get pretty terrible slowdown to the game speed. So yeah, time to do 4K low. Wish me luck, guys. Hi, MS Malik. How are you doing, man? Okay, 30 frames so far. Yeah, after playing it at 60, 30s is not something I recommend. It feels so much different at 60, so much responsive. RX 470 good with this game? Yeah, of course, man. If the 1050 Ti can do 1440p, well, 1080p max settings, 60 frames, sorry, the 470 should be just fine. We're going to try the 570, which is similar. So patience, we're going to get there. Hey, Howard Harton, how are you doing, man? Good seeing you there, with your little GPU next to your name. Alright, 4K. Alright, 30 frames, when effects show up, we drop below 30. But I mean, still playable. The game doesn't really slow down. Only when that effect shows up is kinda dropping into the mid-20s. But then when doing the normal hack and slashy thing, it's over 30, it's over 30, it's at 30. So yeah, Days Gone is coming to PC. That's amazing, man. I'm super excited to play it on PC. I'm playing it on PS4, which is kind of funny. A couple of days ago I started my playthrough, so I'm probably waiting now for the PC version. I want to play it at 60 frames with mouse and keyboard. Okay, 30 FPS, 4K, doable. Just expect some drops into the 20s, but that's about it, man. Super stable so far. Very impressed, really. Finally, a new game at 4K on the 1050 Ti. That's insane. Although it's low settings, so probably the 1650 Super is going to be 4K 60. That's going to be cool to see. Maybe Horizon Zero Dawn was a great game. Well, yeah, it is. That's another game I played on PS4 and then came to PC. Horizon Zero Dawn. ¿Vas a jugar Kingdom Hearts 3 cuando salga en PC? Sí, por supuesto. Sí. Guys, some people are asking me in Spanish if I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts 3 when it releases on PC. Yes, I am. I'm going to do a live stream like this one. And since I know a little bit more about that game now, I know where to do the testing. So it's going to be interesting to check it out. So yeah, 4K on this card, low settings, 30 frames per second, completely doable. Some drops into the mid-20s when doing this effect, but then it's 30 frames, basically all around. So yeah. Let's spin. RSI helps this game a lot regarding performance. Well, yeah, true. You can hide a lot of stuff behind this, which is fine. I like when the games are smart about graphics. Yeah, I mean 26 FPS, but when there's a big effect like this one, hang on, like this one, that's what makes it drop. But I mean, it's usable, it's playable. So yeah, 3060 1080p 144, yeah, it should be okay in most cases, especially esports titles. But then there are games that are locked at 30 like this one or 60. So yeah, 3060 should be okay. Okay, we're going to now swap to the 750 Ti because this one is doing just fine. I mean, yeah, no issues whatsoever. So time to swap GPUs, guys. This one was very quick, 24 minutes to swap GPUs this time. So we're going to swap to the 750 Ti now. The 1050 Ti can do 1080p Ultra. Ultra, I call the highest settings. It was 1080p 60 on the highest settings. Then 1440p 30 on the highest settings. And 1440p 60 on low settings. Time to put the 750 Ti in. Hang on. Alright, it's in, hang on. Good. Time to jump back in. Did you test Little Nightmares 2? That game is insane. I had bought it, but I don't regret it a bit. Well, I haven't yet. It's not a game. I never played the first one, so I didn't know what to expect from the second one. But maybe later. Who knows? Good thing you mentioned it. I forgot about it completely. Yeah, I played games sub 20 FPS before. The PS3 era had a lot of those games that drop below 20, so I mean 30 with some drops into the mid-20s is fine. As long as it's not consistently below 30, I'm okay with it. Anyways, let's give it a try. Yeah, we're switching cards. Yeah, we are. We swapped to the 750 Ti now. Hang on a minute. Hang on, the card is spinning. All right. Yeah, not sure why. The fans are wrapping up like crazy. Hopefully it didn't die. Yeah. Okay. I think the 750 Ti I have is dying because it froze the screen and went 100% RPM on the fans. So 1 second, guys. Going to give it a second try. Hopefully this time around it doesn't die on me. And if it dies, it dies. I mean, not much of an option. It can happen. I've been using it since 2014, so... Alright, low settings. Let's start with high. I have high hopes for this card. Yeah, still max fan speed. Please don't die. Please. Yeah, I think it died. Hang on. I think the 750 Ti just died on me. That is wonderful. Let's see. Please don't die, my little card. The card that started the channel. Please don't die. Or I have to swap to another one. I have to buy another one if it dies. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, let's just restart the PC. Do you know Worm ZIT? I don't know him personally, but I know that he has a channel on YouTube. So yeah, you could say I know him, in a way. Alright. Let's try this one more time. Please, we still haven't launched the game. Okay. Are we good? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. I think it's good. It's working now. Hasn't frozen at all. Okay. Ooh, what a sigh of relief I'm getting right now. Good. Let's jump straight into the game then, before anything else happens. Oh my. That was scary. Super scary. Anyways. So now moving on. Let's try it at 1080p high. Probably not going to hit 60s because the 1050 Ti was like just touching 60 on 1080p. So it's probably going to be a 30 FPS lock on this one. At least on 1080p. At 720p is probably going to be fine. So yeah. Anyways. Almost there. Sorry about the green screens. The green screen sometimes. That's the GPU changing resolutions. Okay, something is still moving on the screen. Good. Alright. It's alive. And it's rendering. Let's do 60 first. And let's keep it like this. Good. Graphic settings, let's go for high. And that's about it. We're going to go straight into the fight, as usual. Yeah, that thing is going to explode at any second, but I'm here to contain it in case something happens. Alright, we're getting 40, so the combat is going to probably be 30 frames or below. So we're going to need a 30 FPS cap on this one. Whoops. But hey, I'm saying that because if you don't lock it to 30, if you have the 60 FPS option enabled and the game doesn't reach 60s, you're going to get slowdown. So the game speed is affected. In that case, you just lock it to 30 and enjoy it anyways. Yeah, basically 30, so yeah, do not play this at 60 on 1080p, you're going to get slowed down. Alright, never mind. It's over 30, good. But it's not quite hitting 60s, especially when doing a fight with a lot of enemies. So my advice here is to lock it to 30, basically. 1080p is doing okay, but it's still nowhere close 60. So yeah, my advice again, just lock it to 30. I should be fine. You're getting some spikes into the 60s, but those are quite rare, as you can see. Once I start fighting, it just drops. Alright. Yep. Yeah, probably going to drop it to low and see if we can maintain 60s when fighting. But at the moment, doesn't seem to be possible at all. So yeah, 30 FPS cap should be the way to go. So we might as well. Let's launch the game again. Because I cannot go back to the menu for some reason. So yeah. Hola, Apertures Science, ¿todo bien? Do you live in Portugal? No, I don't. I live in Uruguay, in South America. Alright. Graphic settings, let's lower the shadows to low. The anti-aliasing, let's disable it. Bloom, radial blur, yeah. All that disabled. And what else? That should be it. Let's see if we can do 60 frames like this. So this is basically low settings. So we go directly into the fight again. With worse graphics now, no ambient occlusion, but that's okay. The game still looks decent enough, considering it's yeah, the art style really helps, so not a huge loss, in my opinion. Can we unlock the FPS? No, you can't, unfortunately. It's either 60 or 30. There's no other way around it, at least right now. So yeah, anyways. It's loading. We can do this, come on. I think it runs at 900p on PS4. I think PS4 has an option for quality, or was it PS4 Pro? No, I think the normal PS4 is at 1080p 60. I think. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, hang on. The GPU is doing something weird. It happens. You can do this, game. Come on. You hate VSync? Well, VSync here is really a good idea because the game is locked at 60s anyways, so yeah. Okay, I think it froze. No, it hasn't frozen yet. It's just loading. Well, some people said that there was a black screen issue every once in a while. Maybe this is one of them. So let's get out of the game again. And we're going to give it a second try. But so far, 1080p 30 on the highest settings is doable. When the fighting happens, it's there, so good news. The game so far is running great. The thing is, I think my card is starting to die. My 750 Ti is showing its age. I've been using it for a while. Yeah, hang on guys, I'm going to disable some stuff. Let's see. Oh, okay, it just froze the process there. I had to kill the process manually, so the game crashed for some reason. That's fine. PS4 is using dynamic resolution between 900p and 1080p. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that. I thought it was consistently 1080p. Okay. Let's try this one more time. We'll be showing gameplay of PSO2 New Genesis as well as when it launches. I don't know what that is. What is PSO2? Okay, time to fight. Please don't freeze again, please. Alright, it appears to be going into the fight now. Awesome. Yeah, still 30 frames per second, but when we start fighting it's probably going to be better. So let's find out. Yeah, still dropping into the 30s, so my advice guys for 1080p, just play at 30 frames per second on high settings. As you can see, it drops pretty low when fighting many enemies at once. Yeah, nothing lasts forever, but I mean it still runs games, which I'm super surprised about. So yeah guys, as you can see, you can do 1080p 30, 1080p 60, it's going to drop quite a bit. Especially when doing these fights. So we're probably going to have to do 720p for this, for 60 frames. For 60 frames while fighting many enemies at once, that's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, it's completely playable. Oh, Phantasy Star Online 2, okay. I didn't know about it, I didn't know it was on PC even. Never heard about it. So thanks for the heads up, man. I might take a look at it, we'll see. Alright. Yeah, but I mean, it's playable. It slows down when it drops below 60 because game speed tied to frame rate, apparently. So yeah. I mean, 1080p, I'll just lock it to 30 to avoid those drops when doing a lot of fighting, basically. Now it's a little bit more stable because there's less enemies. But as you can see, as soon as I start fighting multiple ones at the same time, it likes to drop. So yeah. Anyways, let's try 720p high now. So I'm going to close the game. And we're swapping to 720p high. So there's a little bit more performance here. Are you interested in Battlefield 6? Yeah, of course. I mean, I love the Battlefield franchise. Battlefield 5 wasn't that great, but it was a fun game to play when it was filled with more people playing it, to say it in some way. But they screwed up, I think, with that one. It wasn't a big success, I think. So yeah, excited for Battlefield 6. Hopefully it's not futuristic. I like World War II style. So 720p now. And let's crank it up all the way to high settings. So as you can see, everything on high. Alright. And hopefully now we get locked 60s like this. So the game looks significantly blurrier, but hopefully that means locked 60s even on combat scenario. Alright. Good. Yeah, this is the sequel to Persona 5. This is not Persona 5. This is the sequel. Not sure why they didn't call it, I don't know, Persona 5.2 or Persona 5 Part 2. But yeah, pretty confusing naming scheme so far. Alright, 720p now. Okay. So far so good. I'm screwing up now. Yeah, just some drops into the upper 50s, like the 1050 Ti on 1080p, but on this one it's 720p. So guys, nothing bad to say now. 60 frames basically all the time, even with a lot of effects on screen. So 720p would be my recommendation for this one, considering the fast-paced nature of the game. I think it's a good option, 720p high. Right. Got them all. Anybody else? Te mando un saludo desde Uruguay, Valenfer, un saludo desde Uruguay. Ah, re loco estaba. Persona 5 5-2 like Final Fantasy X2. Yeah, true. I mean, that's so Japanese to call it something different or something confusing. So you don't know if it's a sequel or an updated version of the same game. Yeah, it's completely playable. I mean, sexy across the board. So yeah, anyways. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, best GPU ever since 2014. 7 years later, still kicking ass. So yeah, pretty surprised. Persona. Todo bien, ¿y vos? Maki back, todo bien. I mean, nothing to add. I think that this is clear enough that the game runs fine on the 750 Ti, especially if you want 60 frames, just do 720p. Anybody else? Anyone? Oh, they're hiding back here. Alright. How you switch your CPUs? Yeah, I'm now using a Ryzen 3 3100, more of a budget-oriented option. So don't worry. Okay, even more enemies on screen now. Awesome. Oh, we have to flee, really? Come on. Nah, I'm fighting. Oh, never mind. They don't want me to fight, I think. Yeah, they're not even being staggered. Yeah, they want me to run. Alright, fair enough. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Nothing special, really. I'm just mad at them when they take over all the GPUs. But that's happening less and less, so I'm fine with them. Alright, so we got it done. Time to swap GPUs again. So let's shut it down. We're doing now the RX 570. So good job, 750 Ti. You did it once more. You took the world by storm, and you still are, in your own way, at 720p. Sí, soy el L1. Sí, voy a hacer eso, exactamente. El jueves voy a probar Outriders, el demo. Guys, on Thursday I'm going to be doing the demo for Outriders. Here's the 750 Ti, which is coming to everyone on Thursday. So at around the same time as now. So make sure to stay tuned for that one. So here's the 570. Come on in. It's in, awesome. And we gotta turn on the PC now. Wish me luck. They turn off music to keep from getting copyright strikes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always disable music in games for that exact reason, because you never know. Sometimes even games have a mute copyright music option, and in Cyberpunk at least, that didn't exactly work because they messed up some of the files, so there was copyrighted music in the non-copyrighted mode. So yeah, I don't trust the YouTube algorithm, basically. So I disabled it altogether. And so far it's been working great that way. I haven't gotten any problems with music. Yeah, there is background music, but I turned it off completely, basically. Hang on. We're going to do 1080p now. That is going to be okay. I mean, if the 1050 Ti could do the highest settings 1080p at 60, this is going to be no different. I think. We'll see. No, la 1030 no la tengo y corre similar a la 750 Ti. Así que no tenés excusa, Javier. Mirá la 750 Ti. O sea. Alright. Oh, hang on. Gotta turn on the controller. My bad. There we go. Alright, display. Let's go directly to 1080p. And we have everything blanked up. Let's now restart the game because I forgot about something. I forgot to crank up the screen resolution. At that moment when the big exclusive PS4 games are coming to PC, Kingdom Hearts, Horizon, Death Stranding, Days Gone, Persona, and some more. Makes you think why you would need a PS4 now. Well, for God of War, what else? God of War. I'm missing one. The Last of Us. I mean, there are Ghost of Tsushima. There are more games. Demon Souls remake. But I mean, yeah. If you got Days Gone on PS4, like me, I recently got it a couple days ago. That's alright. I got a used copy very cheap. Did that streamer mode work in Deep Rock Galactic? Yeah, on Deep Rock Galactic it worked okay. I didn't have any issues so far with the music on that one. So yeah, I mean, in some games it works, but in Cyberpunk it had some issues, so they patched it. Anyway, so 1080p max settings now. We are at 60 frames locked. Let's see in the fighting part. No, en mi caso no estaba a 2000, lo compré a 500 pesos uruguayos, así que no me costó casi nada, no me puedo quejar. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the music is probably great, but unfortunately I have to skip on that in most games due to copyright reasons. I do not trust the algorithm. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so 1080p max settings, yeah, 60 frames. No issues whatsoever. Completely locked to 60. Hang on, I don't want to die here. I mean, just look at that frame rate. We're using basically half the GPU in this fight, even with a lot of effects on screen. So yeah. That's alright. We pre-ordered it again to support the PS exclusive games coming to PC. Well, same here. I'm going to buy it to test it, but I'm going to play it on PC. I mean, the more games we get on the more platforms, the better. More people can enjoy them. So yeah, hopefully it's a good PC port. Considering it's Unreal Engine 4, that one, the Days Gone, it's probably going to be fine on PC, but you never know. I'm guessing that it's going to run fine. So yeah, anyways, it's running fine, as you can probably note. As you can probably see, not a single frame below 60. It's just completely locked there. So let's try 1440p. 1080p is fine. So we gotta close the game. Let's launch it again. And we're now doing 1440, which is probably going to look a lot better because the game has a lot of jaggies, even with the VC, even with anti-aliasing enabled. So we're doing 1440p. Yeah, exactly. Resurrection. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Yeah, let's do 1440p. 1080p is fine. So 7.02 will even let you play Final Fantasy VII Remake. What? Alright, so 1440p is okay. At least right now. We'll see once the fight starts. ¿No tienes bug con dejarlo en pantalla completa o extendida? No, hasta ahora no he tenido problemas. Let's skip this. So this is on PC, but not the normal Persona 5. Exactly. And that doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, if you want to play Persona 5, you need to download the PS3 emulator, which I'm going to try in a few days, I think. But yeah, that's basically it. Persona 5 on PC, not yet. Only with an emulator. Yeah, it does look a lot better at 1440p. Jaggies are long gone. Let's see if we can keep 60s. Okay, we drop it to the upper 50s, but only when this effect shows up. So nothing really to worry about. It's basically 60 frames. So good to see. You can do 1440p 60 just fine. So good, runs well. Resurrection? Really? Resurrection? Oh, I said you. That's why it messed up my naming. Resurrection. Holy hell. Is it possible to force another kind of AA by the AMD GPU panel? I think on DX11 games we do not have that option. But instead of doing that, you're better off forcing a higher resolution using BSR. So if you have a 1080p display, just force 1440p and the jaggers will be gone forever, basically. Or you can use the super sampling in the game's options menu if you don't want to force a higher resolution. So yeah, the game does have an option for super sampling, but I recommend just forcing a higher resolution if you can. It makes everything look better, even the menus. Final Fantasy VII coming to PC as well. What? Are you kidding me? Hang on. Apparently it's a rumor. I do not know. Okay, whatever. I'm happy that more PS4 and PS5 games are coming to PC. Anyways, so move to the traffic cone. Action! Hell yeah. Gotcha! But yeah guys, no worries, 1440p is okay. I mean, look at this, many effects on screen, and it's alright. Still locked at 60, we're going to try 4K now. Because as you can see, 1440p is a walk in the park for this card. So yeah, let's close the game and go for 4K now. Probably not going to be 60 frames, but hey, worth a shot. 4K high is what's coming. PC should not be classified as a contender to the consoles. PC is in the middle with half of gamers on that platform. Games people should forget about exclusives and we should just emulate them. What? I'm confused. I mean, PC is still a gaming platform, so they won't throw exclusives away because it sells hardware. So that's basically the issue right now. If they release the exclusives later, that's okay, I'm fine. Exclusives are not great because they force you to buy their hardware. But I mean, as long as that exists, it's not going to go away. But it's changing, slowly, but it's improving. Alright, yeah, already the menu is at 40 FPS, so we're going to try with a 30 FPS cap, I think. Now let's do 60, if it slows down it's okay, whatever. But I try it like this. This might be the first game 8K will be more than 10 FPS, I don't think so. We don't have enough video memory for that. At 4K it's already at 3.7 gigabytes. Alright. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably coming to PC later. Or at least we'll be... hopefully we have a GPU at that time. Okay, thanks Corsair. Enjoy your day, man. Okay, 4K we're below 30, but once we start playing, it's probably going to be over 30 just fine. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's 30 frames per second, so guys, my advice, again, if you're playing this at below 60, make sure to select the 30 FPS cap. If not, the game kinda slows down, as you can probably notice. The game speed appears to be affected. No, Javier, porque los borro cada vez que termino de hacer todos los tests, borro todos los drivers y los instalo otra vez. Así que en realidad no hay ningún problema, porque los borro todo el tiempo. Xbox exclusives are no longer exclusives. Well, yeah, I mean, true. But Microsoft has a big footing on PC already, so it kind of makes sense. Let's see how PlayStation answers to that. Good thing we now got Days Gone on PC. It's going to be fun. Alright. Yeah, we're dropping below 30 sometimes, but it's pretty rare. I'm usually doing a special attack or something. Oh yeah, we're getting 30s just fine. Oh, Resident Evil 8 as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 8 as well. Going to be interesting. Gracias, Orellana Franco. Se agradece. Alright. Let's see. Circle, triangle, bang. All gone. I would have to see the 800p option. I mean, 1800p, sorry, not 800p. 1800p in this case wouldn't make a huge improvement. We'll probably get 40s instead of 30s. I mean, it's an improvement, but in this case I don't think it's necessary because we are not even hitting 60s, even at 1800p. I mean, 1800p won't be the difference between 30 and 60, that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, anyways, the 570 is running just fine. Let's go for the 580 now. Hopefully that one can do 60s, hopefully, we'll see. So, time to swap for the 580. Allow me a second, guys. Almost there. So, removing the 570. Oh, it's hot. Jesus. 570. Let's put it to the side. And now it's time for the 580. The big GPU. Let's plug it in. Holy hell, it's so heavy. Ugh. Alright, the PC is on again. Gracias Rex, yo también. Yo también a ti. Any advice on how to keep temps below 80C and low noise on the XFX RX 580? It's new, I have a warranty. Well, first I'll try to take it to the warranty and see what they say. If they say nothing, well, in that case, I'll try an underbolt. Let me show you a video. Hang on, I have a video on how to underbolt. And I'll give it to you there. Where is it? Here, found it. Hello. Here's a video for undervolting. I recommend you do that. It's going to improve your temps quite a bit. It should, at least, if you're lucky. Where's our dear Warrior GTX 750 Ti? I already tested that one. So rewind the live stream and you'll find it. Alright, RX 580 in. Yeah, whatever. Persona 5. Strikers. And let's see how it goes. Probably going to be 4K 60 if I lower the settings. But let's start with 1080p. Yeah, also there's no 1800p option for the person that requested that. There's no option for that, unfortunately. Oh, I screwed up there. Yes, I want 1080p, thanks. And everything on high, as you can probably see. 1080p here. And if you want to force a higher resolution and don't want to use something like that, you can increase the rendering scale here. And this will increase the resolution, but keeping your native resolution. Just keep it at 1.0 if you're using DSR or BSR. Let's see how it goes. This is 1080p high. Again, it's probably going to be less than 50% GPU usage. This game runs on the X11? Yeah, it does. You can see it on screen there. 750 Ti, I already did it. High-end? What? Yeah, it was never high-end, but it was good enough. It was always good enough, I think. I'm doing 1080p very quickly, and they were doing 1440p and then 4K. It's going to be less than a minute each resolution. but I'm going to be doing 4K, don't worry. Peaceful, hard times with large areas on this gun and large crowds. Well, kinda makes sense with an old CPU like that one. No, the 750 Ti did okay. Alright guys, as you can see, 1080p is fine. As you all were expecting, half of the GPU is being utilized. So nothing else to say, it's fine. So yeah, just let's go directly to 1440p, which is also going to be fine, but hey, let's see how stable it actually is. You have a Gigabyte RX 580 4GB. Should I upgrade? I'll keep it the same, waiting for new GPUs and more stock to come, basically. So yeah. Anyways, display 1440p, please. Thanks. So now 1440p, highest settings, as you can see here. And let's do another one, and another one. So we skip, skippity skip. Again, if you have a 1080p display, I recommend you try forcing 1440p. In this game, there are a lot of jaggies, and at 1440p, those are basically gone if you force it on a 1080p display, so advice. I will get on my knees and make you to do 8K. I also will pray for 10 FPS on the 1650 Super. If there's even an option for 8K, we're doing it. Alright. 1440p again, completely fine. We're getting 60s. We're not even using the GPU at its full potential, so yeah, nothing to worry about. As you can see, pretty consistent. Oh no. Now it's time to use a Persona. Come on. There we go. Now let's finish them. Oh yeah, not a single frame below 60 at 1440p so far, even with effects going on. So I have high hopes for 4K medium. So yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying very hard to do a lot of effects, and I'm not getting a single drop frame. Let's see if I put this in the front of the screen. Yeah, even with that on the screen, it was fine. So yeah. Oh, Warriors Orochi 4. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. Bad memories. Anyways, so 1440p is fine. Let's do 4K now. Let's not waste any more time. It's doing fine at 1440p, which is probably my recommended option for the game. So yeah, let's give now 4K a try. 4K, hopefully we can get 60s in some shape or form. I'm going to try medium settings without anti-aliasing. So let's call this basically medium. And if medium doesn't work, we're going to disable SSAO. Alright. I just lowered the shadows a little bit and disabled some of the anti-aliasing options. In this game, the anti-aliasing doesn't seem to do much. We still have very jagged edges. So yeah, let's see. This is the 8GB version, but the 4GB version will run it the same because we're not using anywhere close 4 gigs of VRAM, so it should be fine. Alright. We're getting 60s, I think. Yeah, I'm 25 and I'm very old. Yeah, something is weird here. I'm getting very good frames. Am I actually at 4K? Yeah, I don't think I'm at 4K. I think I'm still at 1440p. Hang on, guys. Let me try it again. I think I'm not actually at 4K. I think. We'll see. Alright. Let's double check the options menu. I was at 1440p. There we go. I didn't apply the changes. Okay, now we are actually at 4K. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now this makes a lot more sense now. Over 30, not 60. So we probably have to disable the ambient occlusion for 60 frames. So yeah. 28 gray hair, 30 back problems, 35 can't enjoy anything. Well, I'm already a few steps ahead of you. I'm already at that point at 25, so I'm basically very old now. Yeah, this gun is coming to PC. Somebody told me a few minutes ago. Great to see more exclusives, PlayStation exclusives coming to PC. And as you can see, we're basically at 30 frames, so no 60 frames for 4K in this card. But I mean, we're over 30, so it's fine, I guess. Yeah, it was too good to be true, yeah, completely. Well, probably a 2060 can do 4K without an issue. ¿Qué onda, Tobias? ¿Todo bien? Yeah, hopefully more first-party Sony games are coming, yeah. Alright. Well, the 1660 Super is probably going to get 4K 60 if you lower those shadows a little bit. Just make sure to keep SSAO enabled and disable the anti-aliasing. And that should be 50 to 60. I mean, the 1660 Super is faster than this, in general. Hi, Soren Rexa. How are you doing, man? Should I get the 1650 Super or wait for a new GPU to launch? If you need it right now, get the 1650 Super. GPUs are not in stock, so still a long time for a new thing to release at a good price. So yeah, at the moment, either 580 or 1650 Super. That's what I would do. If you have the 4GB variant, you're going to get the same performance as this. Look at the VRAM usage. It's at basically 4GB, so it will be fine. But yeah, 4K, do 30 frames per second. I'm going to try 4K low now. Hang on, guys. So, status, 4K, low settings. And yeah, I'm restarting the game each time because I cannot go back to the main menu without restarting the game. I know. Things that happen. So we're at 4K, let's put it on low. Except in textures. We're good with those. Alright, let's see if we can get 60s. Hi, there is any chance you'll test Series M4? At the moment, no, but we'll see later on. I'm probably going to remember it when less games are releasing. But yeah, sure. One day, I'm going to try it out again. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if we can get 60s at 4K on the lowest settings, while fighting many enemies at the same time. Is Ryzen 5 3500 better than Ryzen 3 3100? It depends on the game. In general, the 3500 should be better, but sometimes the egg threads on the 3100 are better for some games. So I'm not sure, you should look at a comparison on YouTube, there's probably many. Alright, yeah, we're dropping into the 40s with effects on screen, but it's a lot smoother by a long shot. So yeah, you can get better frame rates, but not 60 locked if you were looking for that, so things to keep in mind. But I'll play like this, yeah.
Joker.
The thing is that you don't get any ambient occlusion, which makes the game look worse. But if you don't mind about lacking ambient occlusion, it's pretty smooth. It only drops when there are a good amount of enemies and effects on screen. That's when it likes to drop below 60, like here. But that's not happening all the time. But it's something worth considering, in my opinion at least. So yeah. Good stuff. Running pretty well. So it runs pretty good so far. I'm pretty impressed with the performance on this one. Hopefully Persona 5 will get it soon on PC, the base game, not the sequel. Come on Sega, come on Atlus. Give me Persona 5 PC version. Alright, excellent. Yeah, 4K is alright. So time to try the 1650 Super, so allow me a second guys. Going to turn off the PC, swap GPUs as usual. 1080p high is going to be the next one, which we all know is going to be fine, but hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. So time to remove the card. Alright, good job 580, you can do 4K over 30 frames. Time for the 1650 Super. Here we go. Come on, 8-pin cable. Sorry, 6-pin cable. You can do it. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's read some chat. Impressive though, since those cards are meant for 1080p at medium and medium-high setting. Well, depends on the game really. This is a game that runs at 60 even on the consoles, so kind of makes sense. So yeah. All Steam reviews are asking for Persona 5 Royale to PC. Well, good, good. That means that they are going to listen eventually. And we're going to have a live stream about it. Good, good. Happy to see. Come on. Alright. We're now going to try Persona 5 at 1080p on high settings on the 1650 Super. And I had to turn on the controller. Alright. Wish me luck, guys. We're going to get there eventually. Alright, controller connected. Awesome. The game is loading. We can do this. Stream just started? No, it's about to end. We already tested all the GPUs except in the 1650 Super. Hang on. The game for some reason got stuck on the launch. It happens sometimes. On the 750 Ti especially, I had issues sometimes. So now the stream hasn't started at the moment. It's been an hour already. But I mean, you can rewind the stream just fine. If you want to talk, just leave me a message. I'm going to read it eventually. Alright, here we are. We're doing 1080p. Come on, 1080p. There we go. Highest settings. Yeah, whatever. And there we go. We're now jumping straight into the game, to another fight that is the same one as before. Oh yeah. Butter smooth. Here we go. This reminds me of how impressed I was when I noticed that I could play Forza Horizon 4 at 4K on my 5500 XC. Well, yeah, that's pretty impressive as well. That's such a good looking game though. I mean, I'm always impressed at how good Forza runs considering the visuals. Alright. Yeah, as expected, 60 frames no matter what. It's completely fine. Yeah, the loading is pretty slow considering I'm using an SSD, yeah, I agree completely. It happens sometimes. I mean, the game is designed to run on a hard drive, so maybe that's why. Is it possible to play Danganronpa V3 in 8K? Not sure what that game is, so can't really answer. Persona! This is not RPCS 3, but I'm going to try RPCS 3 in a few days. Don't worry. So yeah, 1080p as you can see guys, completely fine on the 1650 Super. Let's do 1440p now. 1440p is always recommended, for this game at least, because you don't get any jaggies whatsoever. I'm confused, is this not the same game as console? This is the sequel to Persona 5. Persona 5 is on PS3, PS4, PS5, but it's not on PC. The only way to play Persona 5 on PC is using an emulator. And this is the sequel to Persona 5, so this is basically Persona 5 Part 2, with a different fighting style. That's what I understood from all these. So that means that we don't have the game that comes before this one on PC unless you're using an emulator. So this is the sequel to Persona 5, basically. It's like getting Spider-Man 2 and not playing Spider-Man 1, basically. Yeah, the game is locked at 60, you cannot unlock it, unfortunately. That's the maximum. What can you run on RPCS 3 right now? Basically anything. Depends on if it's playable or not. Persona 5, as far as I know, is completely playable, so we're going to check it out. I think there's even a 60 FPS mode for that one. So yeah. Alright, so 1440p. Not doing bad, some drops into the upper 50s when there's a big effect going on. But other than that, it's basically 60, so okay, 1440p is fine. Good to know. Come on. Oh yeah, Yakuza 6 is coming next month. True, I forgot about that one. It's going to be fun to play. That's a good game. I love the Yakuza titles. I thought it was March 28th though. Is it March 20 really? Planning to upgrade in March? Oh, you have a large difference between the 3500 and 3600 on your country? I mean, just look up 3500 versus 3600 and that should be pretty clear. If there's not a huge difference, get the 3500. But if you want the CPU to last more in the long run, the 3600 will be better because you have double the threads, basically. So yeah, all up to you, man. Any of those two should be okay. Yeah, the graphics card is also important, so keep that in mind as well, not only the CPU. Alright. How you run on the 580? Basically the same as this. We'll see once we get to 4K. Just rewind the live stream and you can see the 580. So 1440p was fine. Let's do now 4K, which is probably going to be fine as well. But hey, gotta try it. ¿Qué piensas de Resident Evil 8? Puede andar en una 750 Ti y probablemente en 720p, pero probablemente. Alright, you currently have a 1650 and a 2200G. I think a 3500 or 3600 should do fine. Any of those should do. I mean, completely maxed out that GPU. I don't know about the future, nobody does. But if you can go for the 3600, go for it. And if you want to save money, get the 3500 and save that money for a GPU later on. And that's about it. Alright, so 4K. Yeah, Kiryu is super old in Yakuza 6. It's insane that he can still fight like he does. It's like he's a fictional character or something. Alright, so 4K. Here we go. As far as I remember, 4K on the 580 was over 30 on medium. We'll see how it goes here once we get into actual gameplay. Alright. Effect shows up and okay, 30 frames per second, but as you can see, it affects the speed of the game. The game speed is affected when you select 60s in the menu and you get the game to 30 frames. It's kinda slowed down for some reason. This is only happening on the NVIDIA cards. So yeah, my advice here, if you want to play at 4K, lock it to 30 and it should be fine. It should be locked 30 on high settings. But it looks so sharp, it's insane. It's so sharp, holy hell. Yeah, it's insane how sharp it looks now. So yeah, you can do 4K 30. Let's lower the settings to the lowest and let's see if we can get anywhere close 60 frames. Hopefully we can. I don't have high hopes for that, but hey. Sorry about the game restarting. I cannot go back to the main menu for some reason. I have to restart the game. Alright, we're back. Let's see the config file here. Let's go for low. And after this we're doing 8K just for the funsies. Yeah, Days Gone is coming to PC, yeah. We got that news an hour ago. An hour ago I found out that it's coming to PC. Super excited to give it a try once it releases. En los emuladores no debería cambiar casi nada, Panuru. Casi nada. Debería ser básicamente lo mismo. Capaz que carga más rápido el juego, pero es raro que pase eso. Alright. Moment of truth, 4K low. Let's see how it goes. And after that we're doing 8K. Okay. So we're at 60 frames, when an effect shows up we drop it to the 40s, so very similar to the 580, I'd say. Maybe a little bit worse, but overall it appears to be very similar, performance-wise. Yeah, the 580 also dropped, but into the mid-40s with these settings. Hola Diego, en Steam, está en Steam, fíjate el link en la descripción. Hi, best moments. How are you doing, man? Good seeing you. Are you a Bloodborne PC believer? I am. I have high hopes that it's going to come to PC eventually. We'll see. Hopefully it does. But the engine has me a little bit worried. It never ran particularly well. So if it comes to PC, I hope that they polish it a little bit more. So yeah guys, 4K. You cannot get 60s, but you can do over 40 if you're into that. But you lose the ambient occlusion, the quality of the shadows is downgraded, and you get some slowdown in the process, so up to you. But it looks so sharp at 4K, it's insane. Do you guys want me to do 8K? Let me know in the chat. 8K is basically 200% 4K. Let me know there. We're about to see. ¿Qué es ese? Estoy usando uno común y corriente, nada outlandish. Un SSD común y corriente de 1 tera. Hope to see Bloodborne and Demon's Souls on PC one day though. Well, you can play Demon's Souls, the PS3 version, at 4K on PC, on RPCS3. It runs very good on a lot of hardware. But if you want to play the remake, well, you're not in luck. That's only on PS5. Not even PS4 people can play that. At least not right now. Persona! Do you recommend 1650 Super for 1080p gaming in 2021? At the moment, yeah. What about emulators? Those are coming, be patient, man. I'm doing RPCS 3 first, and then we're doing other stuff. Okay. Do it. Do it, K. Okay, I'm doing it. Hang on, guys. For this to work, I have to restart the game a couple times, so allow me a second. The only person that can run 8K at 6 is Jeff Bezos. Yeah, true. Maybe he can. We'll see about that. Maybe I'm the first person that can do it. You never know. Sorry about that. Anyway, time to do it. Wish me luck. So I'm doing low settings because 8K uses a lot of video memory and we only have 4 gigabytes. So to do this, I grabbed the render scale and I put it at 2.0. So this basically is 8K, but I have to restart the game for the changes to apply. So hang on. Yeah, the render scale for some reason requires the game to be restarted. So here we go. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing Persona 5 Strikers on the multiple GPUs. And now at 8K. 8K is coming. Yeah, I'm taking my time for emulators because I want them to work as they should, basically. Alright, so 8K. 8K. Which is in this case super sampling, so. Alright. 5 FPS. 13, 14, 13. Yeah, as you can see, the video memory is completely maxed out. But finally, playable numbers at 8K. Those 15 FPS. What uses video memory? 8K. The resolution is so high that the video memory skyrockets the usage. That's what happens at 8K. Sí, tal cual, se parece mucho a Vincent. Tal cual. No lo había pensado. Wish Persona 5 was on PC. Hopefully soon. We're just telling Atlus, hey, we need Persona 5 on PC. They're eventually going to do it. I mean, there's money to be made there. Okay. 5 FPS. We can do this, come on. Let me get into gameplay. Oculus Quest 2 using the Dolphin emulator playing Resident Evil 4 runs at 22 FPS with 3 times resolution. Oh, interesting. And I didn't know that you could play RE4 on VR. That kinda... yeah, sounds pretty weird. Hopefully it's good, I don't know. Is it good to play it on VR or you're just sitting and looking at a person moving around? That's what I don't understand about VR in third-person games. Alright. I'm waiting for the dialogue to pop up. Come on. Still alive. You can do it. Come on. Don't die on me. Okay. Speeding up the dialogue. Come on. Come on, camera. Move. Move, camera. I think it would be faster if I drew each frame by hand. Come on, guys. Move. There we go. Yeah. Holy hell. This is the best way to experience Persona 5 Strikers. The way God intended. 8K at 5 frames per second. Sorry, 4 frames per second. That's hilarious. I love that I can't even do this. Way better than most games. You can do this, come on. Ugh. Can I summon a persona? Yes, I can. Let's do it. Persona! Stop torturing the card. I'm sorry, I cannot. This is too enjoyable to pass up. Yeah, I think I got enough. Good game. Good game. GG. We did it. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. As you can see, Persona 5 Strikers runs amazingly well on PC. So if you're interested in the game and you have already played Persona 5, just follow the link in the description and get it on Steam. It's already available for you to purchase. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see you next time. There are a lot more games coming and emulators, so I hope you stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys, thank you, see you later. I cannot see more than 1 FPS, so this is so smooth, holy hell.